Hey there, friends. If you are just joining us, welcome to English Speedrun Restreams. We are currently restreaming RTA in Japan, summer 2025, in support of Doctors Without Borders. It's a really, really fantastic charity. You're here on nearly the last day, and look at that. We have raised over 7 million yen for Doctors Without Borders. Just absolutely incredible, but you know, we're not done yet. If you want to see the schedule, if you want to see all of the exciting runs coming up, please type !schedule in the chat, and you can see we still have plenty of fantastic runs coming, including the very next run is a race. It's Trio the Punch, Never Forget Me, any percent with Oxwas, SAS, and Whitey. And I have Pigeon here with me on comms. Pigeon, what can you tell us about this game?
I can say that this game has no story according to the wiki, and that I remember a run done on GDQ with Santos %, if I'm not mistaken. But looking forward to this race, apparently everyone will have a slightly different route, so I had to make a bunch of notes. So hopefully I can keep up with everything because it goes very quick. There are many, so the game is comprised of 35 levels. The run is 25 minutes long, so it's very short.
Yeah, in fact, I think there's a 30-minute estimate on it.
Yeah, but all the PVs of the runners on each of their routes is under 21 minutes. So we'll most likely see perhaps 23 minutes at most, unless catastrophe happens. But yeah. Yeah, so about the game, so there's 35 levels. Those are very short. It's mostly consists of defeating some enemies, recollecting some hearts, and then unlocking the boss when enough has been collected, if there are, and go on next level. And in the intermissions, there is the Wheel of Fortune that allows to level up or change some characteristics on the character that is currently available. When I believe when the run on GDQ happened, this was before 2022. Ever since then, there was a re-release on PS4 and Switch, and the runners are using that version, which allows to pause buffer during the Wheel of Fortune section.
Oh, it looks like our racers are ready to go.
Yeah, everyone has been ready. So Oxwas NSS will most likely using the very same route at first, using the Shinobi Kamakura, and Whitey will be using the Santos route for anyone who remembers the Santos route. So that's ready. So Whitey and SSPB are in the 2040, 2050. So 2050 for the Whitey with a death. SS, I believe, has no death with the Kamakura route, plus switch at the end with Santos at 2040. And Oxwas has a better PV for the any percent, but also has an even better PV for the Kamakura solo route with the sub 20. So we might see a slight difference between all those routes. Those people are pretty talented. They have done a very long history of speedrunning. SA has been a more expert on very old school janky PlayStation games. They also run Ancient Roman, Story of Dark Side, I forgot, which is the quote-unquote Final Fantasy killer back in the PS1 era. It's a very cool game to watch along. And I believe Oxwas has done a couple of Persona run as well. Very long run, 10 hours. Whitey, let me see the profile quickly. Has many records on Octopath Traveler too, so I guess this is like a bunch of side games for every one of them, which is always a good thing, you know, like some stages.
今日、忍者キャラのサントス君をするゼロ X です。鎌倉君です。あ、鎌倉。そうだ。
We have someone in chat pointing out that this is the Arcade Archives version.
Yes. Yes, because they want to have some specific level ups on a few levels, especially at the very beginning. So we'll be doing some buffering for that, just to get like the upgrade they want. And so with the different routes between Kamakura and Santos, there's a bit of difference in the 7 first levels about the upgrades. really, I heard that winners were mentioning that they would be using, I guess, so we'll see how this be going on.
奏者の皆様準備をお願いします。その間に今回走るカテゴリーを紹介します。今回は 2% レースで走者それぞれが3人のキャラクターの中から1人を選び、
Not have anything else to add, but yeah, this will be pretty intense overall. So hopefully I can keep up. But yeah. Also, I can add SAS a little more, so there will be absolute bias. But don't worry about this. This will not impact the commentary.
Well, I have one thing to add, and that's that there are currently several bid wars open for the very next run, and this is a short run, so you can choose the names for 3 of the different characters in Wizardry Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord. You can name the priest, the warrior, or the wizard, and you can enter what you want in hiragana, katakana, English, or kanji. So if you wanted to get in there with a big donation and win one of these bid wars, you absolutely could. And you don't have to know hiragana, katakana, or kanji to get your entry in.
We did have Barbie at one point. I think they are starting very soon now.
ではよろしいでしょうか。
大丈夫です。
では3カウントで開始します。3、2、1、スタート。Good luck.
Oh boy, okay, really good. So I say she's doing a lot I have no idea about. So she's the swordsman. So first of all, you have 2 enemies to defeat when you go for this. I don't know what's happening, why no one is starting. I guess because this character is much slower, like 3 minutes behind. They are doing, I guess, a delayed. Alright, so now you can see, try to push buffering, just make sure that they get the main or the sub-up. So the main map will upgrade the base attack of the sword. In this case, a sub-attack is like a one-time button to use. So they got the S sword now for this. So level 2, you defeat one enemy, they use the special just to get instant defeat on this one. And for the fist, you can only do 1 damage at a time. Unfortunately for this character, you cannot stun lock and so stay inside the fist to be able to do continuous damage. Right. So another time to get the main up this time. So I guess, I assume that they will be doing the main up all the way until the very end, before going for the sub-up for the rest of the 3 next levels. Okay, so we have Whitey that is starting next. So Whitey is doing the Santos Slam. So Santos has more capabilities to stun lock enemies, so on a higher level, and will be upgrading to the Wind Fist, which gains a very big boost of speed until then. In the meantime, we have seen that SAS used the special to defeat most of the enemies there, doing all screen of effect damage to try and defeat most of the bosses, because there's triple bosses in stage 3. Now, another thing that is worth noting is that on stage 3, most of the stages are infinite scrolling. So if you go to the right side of the screen, you will go back at some point to the rest of the screen. So we can see there with the punching bag upgrade that Whitey doing the dance can stun lock the fist and be able to stay inside doing the damage. In the meantime, we got Morning Star for the warrior there, that just insta-defeats these enemies. Pretty cool. Now, Santos is going for the Wolverine upgrade, and the next level we have a final main up in terms of upgrade there, while SAS is going for another main up, so we should be the final as well, I believe. So I've never seen this character, because I was thinking they would be going for the PB, so it seems like that Oxford will be going for the Kamakura only run, which is the only sub 20 that exists in this category. So I guess they delayed so make sure that in the end they could arrive at the same time. So Kamakura, the Shinobi, unlike the others, can only shoot shurikens from far away. So it's the only one that has distance-based only attack and no contact, but the sub is extremely powerful. Whitey, on the other hand, finally got the final upgrade of his punch, so the Wind Fist, which allows to move very, very quickly there. It also allows on some of the bosses that are able to get multi-hit, just like we see with those imps, to get instantly damage for many times of flame. So you can pretty much instant kill these bosses by just doing this. Now for most of for all of these routes, the stage 6 always implies that you are going with the ship. So the ship only has the bouncing attack, and you have to be careful on the totem boss to be able to defeat very quickly. You want to get it to the left as soon as possible so that you can use kind of an easier time to defeat it. So Ox was just finishing with stage 2, instant defeating with a blaze sub attack, which earlier screen effect attack, he just defeat everything at once. He will continue upgrading the shuriken for the next 2 levels before going back to the sub weapon. Sub weapon which will melt most of his boss's HP for pretty much. Yes, the staggered start is because the Royals PB on SAS is about 23 minutes and YT is about 21 minutes, while Oxford's PB is sub 20. So yes, I think that's why they wanted to delay the start, so they can showcase each of the characters to be able to be showcased for everyone, and so that in the end they can finish up all of the runs about together. So for the third sub-upgrade, Kamakura is using the doppelganger for this, before going for the final upgrade, which will defeat most of the bosses. Waiting on the 7th stage, which is don't go against the turtle bully and then defeat the mad monk that spawns from the turtle, which often is using of an instant defeat. Now from now on, after stage 6, stage 7, most of the levels, the stages will be focusing on just life up, which just gives a little boost of HP and ensure that we don't get too many accidental deaths. In the meantime, so we have CS on stage 8 with the fist, but cannot be multi-damaged. It has to be done fairly slowly, but the character Santos does have a little advantage, so he can damage fairly easily. So I believe very soon we might see an advantage going backwards for Santos. White is only 1 level behind all of this. And in the meantime, Ox was having now the sword, the Heavenly Sword sub-upgrade, which has just melted the Crazy Monk. Now this next stage has the Talos's not foot, but the leg. Once you get damaged once from below, you are in the crush state. Each character on the crush state will just become tiny and will have a distance-based attack. So fire there, shuriken for Kamakura. And I think it's also a shuriken for Santos there. It's only 1 level behind. Whitey trying to get as close as possible to get those extra damage. The uppercut can do a lot of damage at once, but most of the time, if you're not lucky, you get through the eye flames of the fist. Now, the cemetery level involves 2 zombie head ghosts, which cannot be multi-damage. You have to do this very slowly. One of the longest early stages of the game there. So we are about a third through all the stages so far. Very good, very well done. Could have done damage on both of the ghosts at the same time, so very well done for the efficiency. Meanwhile, so yeah, Oxwas is catching up very quickly. They're all about 1 level apart. Stage 13. So you don't want to you can get crushed by this, but you don't want to. I guess it doesn't care. Or it could be easier for SAS to just use the fire there compared to just using the sword, because the hammer boss does have a fairly large recoil when being hit. So potentially trying to reduce this by just using the distance-based attack instead. In the meantime, Santos does have now the final upgrade of the sub attack, which is a homing that will have 4 damage words that will be going around. Well done there. So it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but at least it ensures that if you are far away from the enemy, it will do something. SS being able to defeat very quickly the secret boss Hammerman. So a few of the boss enemies sometimes will just be can also come back as standard enemies. So we saw there with Zombie Man from the previous stage, and then the Hammerman coming back in. So it goes so crazy. I don't have time to look at my notes on all of us. And so far, the products have been very good. There hasn't been many mistakes. One thing that is worth mentioning is that compared to the Warrior and Santos, Kamakura, if Kamakura takes damage, it will use the substitution jutsu and lose about 0.4 seconds every time he gets hit. So this is like the only major disadvantage compared to the other characters overall. While Santos now with the Wind Fist can use the uppercut to do very quick damage on enemies that have the unluckiness to be above. Again, we go against another zombie head ghost in this, so very slow. We have to deal 1 pick of damage at a time. While Santos just cruise through all the stages there, defeating one of the bosses instantly, thankfully, and just instantly critically damage the final section of this. While Oxwas will be using the special very soon when the zombie gets defeated, and the boss completely deleted. Very nice, very well done. So for the warrior, you have two boss enemies, three boss enemies spawning in with a bit of delay. So one of them will always. Two of them will always fall towards the bottom, so you need to at least defeat the one that will land on the top section before going down with the rest of them. Ideally, you want to try to defeat them on the top as well as possible. Slight change on YT going for a main up because you do not want to get number 3 with for the down, which will downgrade both the main and the sub weapon. SS now on the KFC stages, definitely Colonel Sanders and the real KFC president behind this. Very quick stage.
For any of these enemies, I just haven't been ready for any of them, especially the giant foot.
Oh yeah, yeah. It does say on the foot stage, but it is Taros no Ashi at the very bottom too, which is a nice little detail. Now, advantage of the warrior, from what I could see so far, is that there is not much recoil. So thankfully, you don't have the enemies that go too far off screen, and you can keep them around nearby. That's pretty cool. Connecting there the last start before spawning the bosses. And sadly, it doesn't look like he was able to deal a lot of damage. But thankfully, we do have the Master Sword special with the distance space attack that can come around. Because of most of the stages, you can just press instantly the select button to you won't have any downside through all of this. Right. KFC being defeated on Oxford's side with the instant sub-weapon, that's very cool to see. Now, stage 20, gimmick stage, Daruma-san ga Koronda, which is a scary urban legend from Japan. Every time this sentence is completed, you will have a break. Now, this is not right because Daruma-san is also one of those bosses that doesn't take multi-damage at once. You can only do once a tick at a time. So you have to get at least a couple of breaks there before doing anything. Just need a bit to breathe a little. I guess YT goes for being a little tiny. Stage 21. This stage is a lot of verticality into this, and all the enemies are ninjas, so you don't want them to jump around too much. trying to get them as close as possible to the ground. Very well done for SAS, finishing this very quickly. This could be a nightmare. Just one more enemy there, so it just can be a nightmare. And unlike you, they can go from right to left. So once they scroll over, you have to wait for them to scroll back through from the right side again before being able to do anything. Alright, Santos, Whitey Big now on that same stage. So now it should be a little bit easier there, calculate the 2 first start there. The unfortunate section is that Santos does have a very high knockback. So there's a high chance that Whitey does a bit less damage. But if thankfully he goes for the uppercut, they can do this very quickly. 622, we have a giant mannequin echo there, only 3 HP, mostly going through a damage boost technique, hopefully not dying. Whitey in his PB did die on that stage, so perhaps we could see a PB if everything goes well on their end. I have no idea when they started, maybe like a minute 30 through. But this time Whitey does have a lot of HP, so thankfully no death happening. Right. And quickly Oxfas going there as well. Manikiko, which is also one of those bosses that doesn't take multi-damage at once, have to wait through. 23, the comeback of Dalmasan Garkolanda, which is the boss of that stage, so only a slight advantage remaining for SAS on this, but very soon it might turn around depending on what happens for the next stage. Another thing to note is that you can bounce on pretty much any enemy as well, so you want to avoid that to a maximum on the Dalmasan, just to avoid any extra breaks. In the meantime, stage 24 very quickly cleared, instant kill of the boss with the sub and a couple extra sword attack there. SS on a very good shape with the early start, but who knows how long. As you can see, SS does not, and as for Oxfas, doesn't have the one fist speed advantage to go through the levels very quickly. It looks like that Oxfas has missed the instant kill on stage 24, which is very unfortunate there. Very long, long fist there on the side. Alright, thankfully it is over, but yeah, very unfortunate. This could have been an instant kill if lucky. Doing a pause offering to avoid a bad menu there. Oh, got the down, that's not great. Right, well, yes, Whitey finishing 25. 26 is a climbing stage, which is a very big disadvantage because Warrior has to jump around. On Whitey's side, we will see. Oh, we have a ghost sword there actually. I never noticed it. But Whitey on his end will just uppercut through and get to the top very easily, collect the heart, and now can just instantly damage through the one fist. Excellent fight there. Very well done for this level. I don't know how Oxfas will go back. Oxfas did get back to the big sub weapon stage, so you will be able to instant kill the boss on spawn. Excellent. So we are on the same stages for Whitey and SAS. How this will turn around, I don't quite know again, since I haven't quite seen the warrior dart. But so far, Whitey doing a good job to getting the boss at least unlocked to get them to die very quickly. Oh, fishing at the same time. Very nice. Everyone on the ground doing the big pause as well. That's nice. very good participation as well. While Ox good, waiting for a good opportunity to do a triple kill on this boss. Excellent. Now for 28, you have to defeat the first enemies before having the fish spawn again. Every time they hit the fish, they will go up and then respawn on either side of the screen. So Santos can do with a homing 2 damage for each one, but then has to wait for them to spawn in. While Kamakuna and the warrior are able to shoot from a distance, so they can be afraid. Ooh, that's a damage. 2 substitution due to time loss there, that's extremely sad. Like another, yeah, the damage is not looking good there for Oxford, but there's plenty of time to recover more stages. Now we are on the industrial stage, where we are going through the most known enemies in the devil of this game, the blobs. So for these stages, we have to defeat at least 2 couple blobs before we have to defeat the cyborg boss monster there. Unfortunately, these enemies also get a lot of knockback, which for Santos makes it very slow, and thankfully for SAS there's a little bit of advantage. However, in the next stages, the bosses will have a more advantage on YT's side, perhaps even on YT's side, even compared to Oxford's. So now, beginning the stage, let's see, it's the next, I believe, it's the next stage. Just 2 enemies to defeat before going for another side block boss there. Very well done so far. Defeating about at the same time, so that's cool. And now the real boss spawning around, the red blob. Instant death on that one, so that's cool. But they have one remaining cyborg boss enemies around. You have to wait. Almost got the perfect kill there, but still getting a little bit of lead compared to SAS. And Oxford also around, so all of them are pretty much on the same pace there. We'll only see which one will gain the advantage. Now for the next stage, YT we have an advantage. YT, as far as I know, is the only one that is able to multi-hit the robot's form of the blob there. Kamakura is not able, it also has to dodge the occasional sword slash from the bot as well. Looks like that SAS is also able to multi-hit this form as well. So it looks like that in the end game, taking a lot of damage as well, getting like some time loss from the substitution jutsu there. YT might have an advantage because multiple of those bosses are being there. Although for stage 32, Kamakura is able to defeat the first 4 enemies very quickly at once, whereas Santos does have to only defeat like 2 of them at once before being able to collect their heart. And the same for Warrior. So this could be the turnaround that Oxford need to be able to go back in front. So doing for a quadruple kill there for the first 4 enemies, excellent there. So the boss will be coming around very soon after the last enemy. Only bad thing is that he will still have to deal a single hit of damage every time per shuriken. So still potential strength for YT, given the next stages remaining in this. Not too sure if SS will be able to come back or even maybe finish in second place. Stage 33, so now we have to deal with 2 of those side blobs at once, because those are needed to collect. You do not want to do too many scrolling on this. Not looking good. 3 scrolling to be done there, but thankfully the boss is there. But we are on par with Oxford, which again does not have too much of the advantage, but can instant kill the final form of this boss. Well, SAS can also bypass through the armor there. Alright, okay, yes, so Oxford did already use the sub, so he cannot gain advantage yet. There's only 2 more levels left. It seems that YT has the advantage for the winning round so far. SAS still on second place. We could see a turnaround. It's a bit difficult. So first difficult section, so we have to defeat the first side of Cybro to collect. Actually, no, there's like multiple bosses. So everyone will be going through at first, then defeating the costume for Santos with Wind Punch instantly quick, and then finally defeating the final four. It does look like that at the very end, YT will be winning the race on this. We'll see about this. So now for the final stage, very scary enemies. The final of final, as the title say. First of all, we have to win this through, defeat the Bond. Actually, no, first we have to defeat the butterfly. Then next we have to defeat the dog. Alright, and now we have to defeat the butterfly right on spawn. Excellent spawn kill there. Very nice. And finally we have to defeat the bird. And that is time on YT's side. SAS coming second very soon as well, which I think it might be a PB. I need to check this very quickly. Once the bird is defeated as well. If, so it is a 20, a sub 23 it seems. It might be a PB there. I need to check this. And finally, Ox was finishing around. Despite the very late start, I think 3 minutes behind, still able to catch on to everyone one stage behind. Excellent race, everyone. 14 seconds about between shots. Very good. Yeah, very good participation for everyone. Also from the public, doing all the pose and the dabs on the background whenever Santos or I guess the warrior was finishing as well.
Background
very good
posing
race.
was amazing. It was so good. You win this game by beating a pigeon.
Yes. You are beating my
How do you
brother.
feel about
Excuse
that?
me.
How do you feel about that?
サントスということでおめでとうございます。
Okay, no, SS Sans PV is 22-25, so it's not a PV, but yeah, 35 seconds. It is very good. Still.
かつ素行じゃって感じなん
But
です
yeah,
けど、まあ
we'll have to suffer through watching those VODs PV 7 times, at least this week, just to learn the run, since I had no experience besides the one run I had watched on
懐
GDQ.
かしい浦島太
So
郎っていう感じでした。
I'm really not thankful that I actually had to actually get 3 notepads and one that was missing on Bayal.
でしたが、
But
きっと他の
keeping up through all of these different clouds all alone is pretty difficult, I must say.
はい、ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much for that amazing commentary. And what a close race, as Titanic is just saying, only 14 seconds between everyone. Well, where can we find you around, Pigeon?
感想した感想をお願いいたします。
Well, I do play a couple of these quirky games. There's only one game that is a Cheetah Man lag that I speedrun a couple of years ago, and I know there's like a bit of a skip. I should go back to it someday, but I'm too busy with anything else. So instead I do many things, I don't usually add any socials really. But
Right, well, thank you again. Thank you for the wonderful commentary. Thank you for helping me make sense of this amazing game. I hope everybody sticks around. We have a fantastic run coming up next, and as I mentioned, we have a bid war open for that. We have several bid wars open for that right now. I just wanted to talk about them really quickly because the name of the run, the game is Wizardry Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord. It's going to be an any percent run, and there are bid wars open to name the priest, the warrior, and the wizard. In first place for the priest is RTA-chan. In second place is Potatoes, and in third place is Barbie. Some of the other names are Healing Medicine, Zillion, Gandolfo, Zurubon, Mount Koya, Master Kukai, Haiku, Zelda, and Puri Puri Taro. For the Warriors name, Link is in the lead, and second place is Barbie, third place is Rika, fourth place is Weak, and fifth place is Ison. And for the Wizards name, finally coming out on top, in first place is Barbie, and second place is Free Lesson. In third place is Mazoho. In fourth place is Round and Round. And in fifth place is Lena Inverse.
今回の解説のご依頼をいただきまして本当にありがとうございました。
Which is very funny if you've watched Slayers and is not if you have not. So please get those donations in to Doctors Without Borders if you want to affect any of those bid wars. If you want to take a look at them yourself, thank you so much, Moonblaze Wolf, for typing !donate, and that link will take you right to RTA in Japan's Doctors Without Borders donation page. And as Megakeg just type !bid war, there is the list of bid wars. If you want to look at them yourself, if you want to snipe one of those out, you can absolutely put characters in English. Now is the time, my friends, to add to this incredible total. Just in the last, oh my gosh, just in the last hour, we've gone from 7 million to 7,500,035,334 yen. My gosh. Thank you so much for your generosity. Please keep it coming. It's all going to an amazing cause. Now we're going to take a little break here, but don't worry, I'm going to be back with some fantastic commentators. We're going to have a great time. Stay tuned.
このゲームと全く同じ経路のこのゲームの紹介をさせて させていただきます。はい、こちらのトリオザパンチ、現在アーケードアーカイブスで販売されております。任天堂スイッチ版が838円、PS4 版が837円となっておりますので、今回のケースを見てこのゲームに興味が湧いた方がいらっしゃいましたら、ぜひプレイしていただけたら私ども非常に嬉しいです。私から以上です。ありがとうございます。
はい、ありがとうございます。今回このゲームを見てやってみたいなと思った方、こちらぜひプレイしてみてくださると本当にありがたいです。ということで、では締めの挨拶入らせていただきます。皆様ご視聴いただき本当にありがとうございました。この後も引き続き RTA in Japan 2025サマーお楽しみください。それではトリオザパンチ RTA 以上終わり。せーの、
よかったの。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。